Of course, we have to use art to communicate about important societal issues, and to the extent that science and climate change is one of those, absolutely.
Painting is about what you see in terms of iconography, but it's also about the process. It's also about how, and it's kind of crazy, you know, you take this stick, you put it in paint, and you make these marks, and it's magic.
So we might look at numbers, or we might look at them as inputs or outputs, right? And we might use statistical models to examine for patterns or systematic sort of structure in the data. But then we might turn it into something more visual, like the clouds of dispersion of pollutant concentrations.
Most people test things out with science, and I'm into the idea that you can test stuff out with art. It's a very physical, visual thing that gets affected by a situation.
How do we show people what CO2 is doing on a daily basis? How do we show them how CO2 in their neighborhood is changing over time? How do we help them dissect the portion of that CO2 that comes from things that they have direct control over?
I kind of have this feeling that we're all part of nature. Like these buildings are part of nature, the trees are part of nature, and so this looking at what's not visible, that was one really strong component or where these pieces came from.
Climate change is like, it's that invisible threat, and as artists we can make it more visible. There's a number of works in Sensing Change that are doing that in a really, I think, powerful way.